today. Okay, we're going to go back into our presentations, and Madam Clerk.
Item number 42 is a presentation of resolution congratulating Robert A. Davison upon the occasion of his retirement.
Okay, the day is fast approaching, Mr. Davison.
All right.
Hi, David.
Next week. Oh, boy. All right. So this one is near and dear to my heart. So Robert A. Davison, or Bob as we all know him, was born in Newfoundland, Canada on a United States Navy base as the fourth of 5 children. That's actually something that I learned just recently. Bob grew up in San Ramon and attended Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, where he earned figured I'd get something out of that, where he earned a bachelor's in civil engineering and then went on to earn his MBA from Sac State. He started his career in the private sector before joining Sacramento County in October 1989. A momentous event that some may believe have precipitated the Loma Prieta earthquake that happened the same month, but that could also be a rumor, I'm not sure. So Bob started with the county as an associate engineer in the Public Infrastructure Planning and Financing section, as it was known at the time, and over the course of his 33-year career with the county, Bob advanced to senior civil engineer, manager of special districts, and then to his current position of county engineer. Bob also held the very unique role of executive director of the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission since April of 2006. Bob is a true expert in his field, including Mello-Roos and development impact fee programs, and he's been absolutely instrumental in helping a number of developments throughout the county over that 33-year career, including Metro Air Park, and we've certainly seen the success there, Antelope Vineyard, North Vineyard Station, Vlorin Vineyard, and all the Jackson Corridor master plans as well, along with many, many other development projects. But most importantly, Bob is, just a fantastic person and friend. If you know Bob, you know that. And very much a loving husband to his wife, Karen, of 24 years, son Matthew, daughter Jenna, and granddaughter Phoenix. I've never actually had the pleasure of meeting his family. Hello, how are you? But I feel like I know them because Bob talks about them quite a bit. He's obviously a very devoted family man, loving husband and father as well. And I know he very much looks forward to spending more time with them next week when he retires. Wow. Bob also loves the Raiders, which we forgive him for, and he's a huge music lover, most notably the Kinks, and we've heard many stories actually as of last week about his run-ins with that particular band, along with the Stones and Beatles, and I know he's looking forward to attending a lot more concerts, and he has great stories again with his run-ins, and hopefully those will continue coming our way over the years. So I'd like to thank Bob personally for all of his support he's shown me over the last 18 years. Again, just an incredibly caring and trustworthy person, and just an all-around great guy. We are all going to miss his friendly face, his quirky humor, and his booming voice throughout the office, which he is very well known for. But rest assured, Bob, you leave a fantastic legacy here at the county, and that legacy will continue to echo throughout these halls for many, many years as well. So congratulations on your retirement.
Bob, would you like to say something? I know you got a party later this week, and some of us are going to be able to be there and probably to share some more stories with you. But this opportunity, I'm sure board members are going to want to weigh in here too. So
sure, I'll just take a few minutes.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
After being at this board for so many years, this is super weird, by the way. But with that, like I said, I'll make this short. I want to thank my family for putting up with me all these years. My lovely wife, Karen, is here, and she is just the best support in the world. You are the old boss, and she is the new boss. I've been blessed and fortunate. You can't do jobs like I have. I happen to have a side job, the Cable Commission, as well as the county engineering job. You cannot do both those jobs without good staff. Some of them are here, but you're nothing without your staff. And so I'm blessed and fortunate to have great staff, both with the county engineering and the Cable Commission, and the support of the other managers and staff throughout the county. Of course, we do this for our constituents and the public, and I've always tried to keep that in mind and be the kind of employee who is, helpful in resolving items. I always try to be the one that helped the people along rather than to be the roadblock. It's been a pleasure to serve this board. This is truly a great board. I feel it's a board that cares about its employees. I mean, where else do you see? I was on disability one time, a long time ago. Supervisor Natoli called me at home to check in on me. Where else does that happen? So I also feel I'm leaving the county. I'm a little bit jealous because the management team right now is so strong. With Ann and Dave and now Troy Givens. I think the future is wonderful, and like I said, I'm a little jealous. It's weird. It's weird to leave. 33 years is a long time. When I first started working in the county, email didn't exist, iPhones didn't exist. We answered pink messages, and we did board staff reports with a clerical pool. So things have completely changed since those early days. And I won't go into all the development projects, but for most of my time, I've been involved with development projects, and it has been amazing to see the county grow. In 1993, I was a young engineer working on the Metro Park financing plan, and so to see what's going on there now is truly a great resolution of the career. And of course, there's so many other county staff that are working on that project. It's just truly amazing to see. So with that, that's all I had. But thank you very much. I appreciate it, and it's been a wonderful career to be here for this time. So.
Well, thank you for those comments, Bob. And we're going to go to board members here. Supervisor Cerna.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So first of all, congratulations on a terrific 33-year career here at the county, Bob. And I've had the good fortune of working with you for nearly the last 12 years. And I'm glad you remarked the way you did about Metro Air Park. While I haven't been affiliated with Metro Air Park nearly as long as you have, I think we both shared the objective in mind to ensure that it didn't languish, and to be sure, it certainly has not. It's, I think, more than just a feather in our collective cap. I think it's become a real regional epicenter for economic development, and that is really the fruit of, as you've mentioned many times already this morning, a great team effort. And your leadership relative to that project is never going to be forgotten, certainly not by me. But I also wanted to say that besides your great taste in universities and music, that I've always enjoyed your presence during these meetings. I think you've always interjected, whether it was intentional or not, a certain sense of humor that at times was very welcome because it helped lighten the mood. And there's something to be said for that. But again, I want to just reflect on a tremendous career that that you're going to look back on with, I think, a lot of pride. And I think the fact that you mention constituents the same way we mention constituents, those that we serve, really speaks volumes about your commitment to public service for more than 3 decades. So thank you very much, Bob.
Thanks, Bill. Supervisor Desmond.
And very, very briefly, I want to underscore the comments of Supervisor Cerna. Certainly, I haven't known you for very long, Bob, but all of my interactions have been great with you, and I very much appreciate your willingness to sit down and try to resolve some of these issues that probably a majority of which come from District 3 over the course of your career, I could imagine. But you've always been great in terms of trying to work through problems to ensure we're responsive to the needs of the constituents while making sure you're carrying out the obligations of the county. And I just want to echo my good wishes for your retirement, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks. Supervisor Frost.
Bob, I didn't know you were so funny. I did not know that about you. I guess I didn't know you that well, but on top of all the other wonderful things that have been said about you, I just want to wish you all the best in your retirement. I hope you enjoy every minute of it, and hope you don't get bored. I know leaving the county might leave you like, what am I going to do now because I'm not so busy, but
It's going to be interesting, yes.
So
Karen's got
best
ideas on it.
wishes, best wishes.
Thank you.
Well, Bob, I've had the good fortune of working with you for your entire career with Sacramento County, and certainly my previous role is assistant to County Supervisor Toby Johnson when I first got a chance to meet you and work on some things that were kind of nuts and bolts as it related to matters in the district, but certainly in the county. But over the course of your career, and certainly mine as well, you've worn some unique hats. Again, public infrastructure and kind of having that separate component evolved from the time late 70s when some of the ability to finance public works and advance development and making sure that the public infrastructure was properly financed and funded. And again, your work in that role, I think, helped evolve the strategic approaches, but also, again, help put together the components that really have laid out, the quality neighborhoods and business districts, certainly industrial developments as it relates to Metro Air Park. And that's no small task because, again, you've had a team of folks that you've worked with and have, led and certainly reported to. And those are, again, we have not just the financing component, but all the various aspects of engineering and the collection of the information that then provides the backdrop for the financing and actually delivery of those projects in a timely fashion. And that has certainly served this county well, served the people that all of us are responsible to. But in addition to that, obviously your role with the Cable Commission, again, that's totally unique. There's, two separate tasks. And again, you've had good support staff there, but obviously you've been the leader for many, many years in that respect. And again, have looked out for the interests of the customers, but certainly to the county and to the various entities that, are jurisdictionally responsible for the cable service in their respective communities, the cities and the county. And above and beyond all that, though, just I think your willingness to be there to respond to questions, certainly as members of this board would inquire about, but I think generally with constituents, and I know you just handled one on a Cable Commission matter in the last few days. Yeah. And again, so I think, again, you've been able to balance that in a way that has served this county and certainly its people in a very good fashion, and one that you can be proud of, exceptionally proud of. And your friendship over the years. Again, I've had the opportunity to converse with you, in addition to obviously the business at hand and responding to constituent calls and needs. But again, as it's cited here, I know that you probably could write a book about your concert going, not just your stories with a particular band, but I think those that you've seen and evolved, and you talk about how the workplace has evolved. Obviously, some of those rock and rollers are probably nearing the end of their careers, but nonetheless, you've certainly
Keith Richards is just getting started.
Yeah. But again, I think that's, again, part of the balance in your life. And obviously, Karen and your children and now your grandchild, are a big part of your life, and you've never lost sight of that. But I want to just say congratulations to you on a very fine career, one that you can be very proud of. You can drive around the county and see things that you've had a role in, but you know that you kept the interests of the people of this county at your heart and at your daily task. And for that, I say thank you. And I'm grateful for having known you, worked with you, and certainly the friendship and professional relationship that we've had as well. So I wish you well, and I got a chance to see you at your send-off party later this week. And but I know you'll fill that time well. And Karen, I'm sure she got a list of things. Yes. And you're looking sharp in your Garcia tie today. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I've kind of wondered myself in retirement. I've got a whole closet full of those, and I don't know. So maybe if you're interested, although you won't have to wear a tie anymore, and I probably won't have to either. So
I'll be paring them down.
Anyway, Bob, it's been a great run, and congratulations on a well-deserved retirement. So
Thank you so much.
you bet. All right, Ann, did you want to I'm sorry. Before we get.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Bob, we've just been getting to know each other in the last 18, 19 months, and in that short time, it has certainly been a pleasure, and appreciate your long and and good career, and wish you just wonderful time in retirement. And I'm sure the honey-do list is long, and want you to enjoy.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Did you want to get a picture with Mr. DeFonte? Did somebody get a picture of that, presenting that? Dave, did anybody get a picture of? Did somebody get a picture? Why don't you go up there and represent it to him, make sure you get a. There you go. You in there, Karen? Okay. All right. Good job.
Goodbye.